Hayes was a lazy and ugly scumbag addicted to games and was bad in academics. At Sugrin High School, the protagonist headed down, sat in his class, and wished for the school to blow up so he could go home. However, he soon realized that if the school blew up, he would die there as well. Therefore, he hoped for the school to blow up when he wasn't there. A man called him Hayes and asked if he knew that the student who was sleeping in class wasn't actually sleeping. Hayes agreed and said that the student usually pretended to be sleeping. The boy asked Hayes if he had any curiosity about what would happen if they tried to wake the sleepy boy. When Hayes denied having any curiosity, the boy decided to give it a try and was willing to bet his right hand that the sleepy boy wouldn't get mad. Hayes said he was sure that the sleepy boy would get mad. The boy asked Hayes to bet 10,000 won. But when Hayes refused, the boy got ready and kicked the bench of the sleepy boy to make him fall. Then he approached the sleepy boy, apologized, and asked if he was fine. Hayes said he wasn't going to give any money. The boy told the sleepy boy that he had slipped while trying to jump and asked if he was hurt. Hayes thought that there were bullies, victims, and bystanders in the school. The boy asked Hayes if he had seen that, so he should just give him his 10,000 won. Hayes thought that it was a regular thing and found school boring. The classes were always mundane. He noticed one boy sleeping with his face covered by a math book and thought, does he seriously think people couldn't see him? All of his classmates were knobheads. He also thought that the lunches were always awful. He said that he wanted to go back home and have lots of fun there. When Hayes got back home, he started playing a game and was rewarded with a rare drop. He was connected with Nana online and they played together. Nana appreciated him and suggested taking a break before tackling the next boss. Hayes thought that he had fun playing games, even if he was clearing the same mobs daily. He agreed with Nana and commented that it seemed like no one else was going to join them that day. Hayes thought that his online friends were much better than his loser classmates. Then Hayes asked Nana how his case would end up. Nana asked if Hayes was talking about the assault case, and they discovered evidence that led to winning the case and even getting a settlement for the client. Hayes thought that Nana, being 33 years old and a lawyer, was very smart. He found it amazing and remembered that when he first saw Nana's username, he thought Nana would also be a gamer, but now he wanted to grow up to be like him, different from the brainless deadbeats at school. Nana asked Hayes if he had mentioned that he was starting military service soon. Hayes replied that he was indeed going to start soon. Hayes thought he lied to Nana by saying he was 21 years old. Nana suggested hanging out before Hayes went for his service. Hayes thought that if he revealed his secret, Nana might look down on him. Then Hayes asked Nana if he was thinking of treating him to a barbecue when they hung out. Nana agreed and asked where Hayes lived. Hayes replied that he lived in Dungcheon and wondered if Nana would get mad at him when he found out that Hayes was a student. While playing games, it became nighttime. Nana suggested they beat the boss and finish for the day. Hayes looked at the clock and commented that he hadn't realized how late it was and how time flew so fast. Nana mentioned that time would pass slowly during Hayes' military service. He then asked to wait for a while as he went to the washroom. When he turned off his mic, he disappeared. Hayes thought about having to go to school the next day, but playing games was more fun for him, and he wished something interesting would happen in his real life. Just then, Hayes noticed that Nana's mic turned on, so he commented that it was fast. However, there was a girl on the other side asking for help because Nana had kidnapped her when they decided to have dinner together. She requested Hayes to report this to the police and tried to give him the address, but she didn't know it. Hayes was shocked to hear such things. The lady told him that Nana was coming back and asked him to act normal. Hayes decided that he needed to find Nana's address and report it to the police. And just then, Nana's mic went off. Hayes wondered if it was a prank and admitted that it was quite creative. He asked Nana if he had a prank channel on YouTube and if the lady was a paid actor. Just as Nana's mic turned on again, Nana suggested they get to the boss. Hayes was shocked to hear that and Nana asked what happened. Hayes replied that it was nothing and wondered what was going on. Hayes then asked Nana if he had a girlfriend. Nana remained silent for a moment and then asked what joke Hayes was making, clarifying that he didn't have a girlfriend. Nana then asked Hayes if he was interested in any girl. Hayes laughed and said that the girl he liked went to the same school as him, had long hair, and gave off an innocent vibe. Hayes wondered if Nana didn't have a girlfriend. Then whose voice was that? Nana asked Hayes if he was thinking of dating that girl before starting his military service. Hayes agreed and laughed. He also wondered if Nana had really kidnapped someone. As they both remained quiet, Nana asked if there was anything wrong. Hayes asked Nana what he was saying. Nana replied that Hayes suddenly started acting weird. Hayes responded that it might be because he had played a lot that day. He wondered why Nana was trying to gauge his reaction and found the situation weird. Then Rizz told Nana that he had to go to the washroom, so he should wait. Nana agreed, and Rizz turned his mic off but stayed to listen to what Nana was saying. Nana then asked Rizz what he heard and if that was why he pretended to turn off his mic and stayed there. Rizz was shocked to hear such things. Then Nana burst into laughter, and Rizz wondered if it was all real. Nana said it was just a prank and that he was laughing so hard because of it. He revealed that the lady was his sister, who had come from the countryside to meet him. Rizz realized it was all a prank. Nana added that he couldn't believe Rizz fell for it and considered him innocent. Rizz, with his mic still off, said to himself that Nana couldn't do something like kidnapping. Nana then mentioned that it seemed like he really scared Rizz since he had turned off his mic. Rizz, still thinking to himself, believed that Nana was getting a huge kick out of it and that he would get Nana back. He admitted that the prank was a bit startling but also a breath of fresh air from his boring life. Just then, Nana said it seemed like Rizz really had gone to the washroom and then started telling a girl how to untie herself. As Rizz heard, he was shocked that Nana was talking with a girl who had untied herself. He just turned his mic on and said that he was back. But just as he saw that Nana turned his mic off, and then he turned on and said that so Rizz was back. Rizz wondered why Nana was so out of breath and then he asked Nana what he had been up to. Nana replied that it wasn't that much and he had been waiting for Rizz with his mic off. Rizz asked if they should go get the boss just. Nana replied that it seemed good. Rizz said that he would invite Nana into his party. He thought that Nana had turned his mic off, but he had earlier said that it was only a prank. And he was laughing at Rizz's reaction and wanted to know if he had talked to the victim of Nana and if that was really a kidnapping case. Nana stated that the boss usually did things with a party of 4, and no wonder they were having a hard time and he wondered where the others were. Rizz replied that he knew, and then as he got to play, he asked Nana if he had really kidnapped someone. Nana didn't reply to that and just disconnected. But then he came back and asked Jess to give him a buff because the boss was so strong. Rizz thought that if he asked Nana if he had kidnapped someone, he was sure that Nana would log off again. So, he just buffed Nana. He listened to find out his address and planned to report it to the police. Then Rizz called Nana and asked if he remembered them talking about grabbing barbecue next time, suggesting that his neighborhood was a bit too far for Nana. Nana replied that he could get there in just 30 minutes. Rizz wondered about that and asked where he lived. Nana asked how come. Rizz replied that since it was a treat from Nana, he figured that he would at least make it easier for them and meet Nana halfway. Then Nana replied that he was living in Gangnam and the nearby freeway led straight to his neighborhood. Rizz thought about that and felt like a detective at that moment. All he needed now was to get Nana's full address. Just as Nana got happy that they finally defeated the boss and it was a good 2-person party, he then appreciated Rizz. Rizz was shocked that they had defeated the boss before he could get Nana's full address. Nana then told him that he was leaving and suggested they play again the next day. Rizz stopped him and proposed making a bet. Nana asked what kind of bet it would be. Rizz said that whoever lost would have to send the winner a present. Nana asked if there was anything specific Rizz wanted. Rizz replied that he was just bored. Then Nana thought for a while and agreed to the bet. He then asked if Rizz knew he was going to end up playing that a lot during his military service. Rizz laughed at that and acknowledged that he would likely lose against Nana. Nana replied that he wouldn't go easy on Rizz. Rizz thought that he would get Nana's address by pretending that he was going to send him a present. As time passed, they started playing again. Nana mentioned that he was getting nervous at that time. Rizz told him to just go easy on him. He thought that the black pieces always started the game. Then Nana suggested they begin. As they started playing, Rizz thought that once he lost, he just had to pretend to be bummed about that. While playing, Rizz noticed that Nana was on a roll, just as he had planned, and Rizz wasn't going to block Nana's way, which would naturally lead to Rizz losing. Suddenly, Rizz took one of Nana's pieces in a different way and realized he was bad at the game, as he missed seeing a winning move. But that was intentional, and Nana would realize that next time. Rizz never planned to win that game. They were both acting to make themselves lose, which made it all confusing. Rizz wondered what was going on and why Nana wasn't willing to win, even though he had rows of 4. Nana commented that he didn't expect that round to last so long. Then he asked Rizz what he was doing and not to tell him that he was trying to lose. Rizz didn't want a present either, and he felt it was fine because Nana was older, so Nana should buy a present for Rizz. Rizz agreed that it was fair that they had bet for the present. Nana told him that he was so persistent and asked Rizz to just win the game. Rizz replied that he wanted to send Nana a present. Nana replied that it was fine because he didn't need anything. Then Rizz won the game because Nana surrendered. Rizz thought that Nana got nervous for nothing and he lost just because he didn't want a present, not realizing that Nana thought he was interested in him, which is why he surrendered. Nana reminded him that he had mentioned he lived in Dungcheon, so what did he want? And then he suggested military gear. Rizz replied that he just wanted to have fun. Nana pointed out that a bet was still a bet and suggested getting something nice for the girl Rizz had talked about with long hair. Rizz replied that it was fine and they weren't that close, as she was in the next classroom over, so Nana didn't have to get anything. Rizz thought that he didn't like where that was going and wouldn't accept anything from him. Then Nana realized about the classroom and said that he thought Rizz was in college. Rizz clarified that wasn't what he meant. Nana told him not to say that he was a high school student. Then he said he was kidding and knew that his humor was off, and he guessed that kids nowadays had a different sense of humor, finding it funny. Nana added that since Rizz was living in Dungcheon, he would come to meet him the next day. Rizz was shocked to hear that. Rizz dreamed that when he was walking on the road, just someone came from behind and covered his mouth. The man said that he had held him last time and that he would come again. Just Rizz woke up from his dream and seemed so scared. So after all that, he went outside and saw a lot of men there. Rizz thought that Nana was around the age of 30 and he could have been a lawyer in his 30s, and all the people there seemed to be around 30 to Rizz. He just remembered that as Nana had told him that he was coming, Rizz asked how he would come. Nana replied that since Rizz had said he didn't want any presents, at least let him buy Rizz some barbecue. Rizz declined and said it was fine, as he had plans for the next day. Nana replied that he would still come, so let's see the next day. Rizz stopped thinking about it and wondered what Nana meant by that. Then he just logged off and was confused. And because he had said that, Rizz couldn't stop looking at those men in their 30s and realized that Nana might not actually come. He didn't even know what Rizz looked like. Rizz wondered if Nana realized that Rizz was trying to get his address, and if Nana was also trying to kidnap him. He wondered why he was worried about that. As Rizz got to school, a boy approached him and asked for advice, saying that something had been on his mind and it was distracting him from studying. Rizz remarked that the boy acted like he even studied to begin with. The boy then asked what Rizz's high score was in the punch game. Rizz replied that it was 900. The boy said he had 950. Rizz commented that it was very high. The boy mentioned that it was what was on his mind, and he asked if Rizz was curious to know how strong that 50-point difference was. As Rizz denied that, the boy suggested trying it out. Rizz would punch the right shoulder of the sleepy boy with his full strength, and the boy would punch the left shoulder of the sleepy boy. Then they could ask him about that 50-point difference. Rizz wondered how someone could be so immature, and then he noticed that the boy was practicing his punches. The boy asked Rizz if he wanted to go first. Rizz thought he felt silly for even considering that, and then he asked the boy to wait for a while. The boy asked what was wrong and if he should go first. Rizz thought about whether it was really silly to think deeper into that, and he realized that even if Nana found out that Rizz was in high school, he didn't know what Rizz looked like. And that wasn't the only school in that area. Then the boy asked Rizz to get up. Rizz thought that it seemed like he was in danger, and then he said that he would go first. The boy asked if he was sure. Rizz thought that he could just live his life like nothing had happened and that it didn't have anything to do with him. Just then, the boy asked again to let's bet 10,000 to win. But again, Rizz denied that and thought that it might not even be a kidnapping case, and that it would be a prank. He stood and thought that he had never realized how good his regular old life was and that he was going to live his life fully from that time. And he cheered for his life. Just as Soy came to class by calling Rizz, the boy wondered if Soy was from the next class. Soy pointed outside and asked if Rizz knew that lady. As Rizz looked there, he asked who that lady was and he hadn't seen her before. Soy said that the lady was looking for her daughter who had gone missing a week ago. Her daughter went to their school and was in the second year, but a week ago, her mother lost all contact with her, so did Rizz know something about it. Rizz wondered if the kidnapping was done by Nana, but no, he said that it was only a prank, and that had nothing to do with him. Then he said that he didn't know anything and asked why Soy was asking him. She replied that she was asking around to everyone because he was the class president of the first year, so he didn't know anything. She guessed that he didn't have anything to do with that. Just then, the boy called Soy and asked if she was closer to that girl. Soy replied that the girl was very popular in their school, with her long hair and porcelain skin look, and she bet tons of guys were after her. The boy asked Soy if she had the number of that girl, so just share that with him. Rizz was shocked and wondered if it could be a kidnapping case after all. After school, as he was heading back, he saw that the guard told the lady that she couldn't stand in front of the school all day, and if she stayed there, he would have to call the police. He also understood her feelings and how upset she was. Just then, the old lady saw Rizz and asked if he had seen her daughter. The man asked her to stop. The lady became emotional and said that her daughter attended the same school, got good grades, and had lots of friends. Rizz replied that he didn't know anything. The lady continued, saying that last week her daughter left their house to meet a lawyer, and after that she lost contact with her daughter. But she was a good girl, and there was no reason for her to meet a lawyer, and there were no lawyers in her contacts as well. Rizz was surprised to hear such things and felt helpless. The lady asked him if he was sure that he didn't know anything. Rizz wondered if the lawyer Nana mentioned was the same person. The lady said she didn't even know where that lawyer worked, and she searched through her daughter's computer but didn't find anything. Even the police were unable to find any clues. So if Rizz knew anything, she asked him to tell her. Rizz agreed and remembered Nana's words that he was coming to meet Rizz. The lady called him and asked why he was sweating and if he knew something, so he should tell her. The guard told her that the boy was from the first year, but her daughter was a grade above him, so he wouldn't know anything, and he understood that she felt upset. Then the guard told Rizz to leave. As Rizz was walking away, the guard told the lady that the police were trying their best to find her daughter, so she didn't have to come and stand in front of the school. He assured her that her daughter would be fine, so she should go home and rest for the day without overdoing anything. Just as Rizz turned back, he made eye contact with the old lady and quickly hid, then slipped away from there. In the evening, as he was walking, he recalled the words of the lady in the game who asked for help. Rizz said that Nana kept pushing him for dinner, so there was a chance that Rizz was his next target. Nana realized that Rizz was talking to his first victim, which is why he lost the game of Go and threatened to come to Rizz's neighborhood. Rizz thought that if he acted too hastily and revealed that he left unfinished veggies in the game, Nana would kidnap him and tie him up for real. Then he wouldn't be able to play games anymore, live his life, or even talk to a girl for the first time in forever that day, which was a short conversation. He decided not to worry about it and would just pretend that he didn't hear anything the previous day, and would continue playing games as usual. However, he planned to delete his account and create a new one. He noticed Soy sticking pictures onto the pile of missing posters for that girl. Rizz thought that he had been wanting to create a mage character anyway and then join a new guild, leaving behind the old ones. He decided to join a guild with cool people in their 20s since he would be the youngest member, and maybe they would be kind to him. Soy noticed him and called out to him. He looked over and said that he thought she was only asking around. Soy replied that she was helping that lady for a bit. Soy might not have known that girl personally, but turning a blind eye to such things wouldn't be right as a fellow human. Rizz replied that he was feeling the same way. Soy agreed with him and, after sticking the poster there, mentioned that she was going to do more later. Then she left from there. Rizz stood there, lost in thought. And then he went to the police station, where an officer asked him if he was claiming that a person who played games with him online had kidnapped someone. Rizz agreed with that statement. By sitting there, Rizz thought that he had to tell them all the things, and then he would have to forget about that. After that, he would have done all the help he could. The police inquired if that was all. Rizz replied that he had heard that by himself. The police didn't seem satisfied and thought that Rizz seemed young and must not have been able to differentiate between video games and reality. If the police had a son, they would never raise him like Rizz. And then they said that they were the patrol division and if Rizz wanted to file charges, he had to go to the police station. Just his head told him that it was remarkable. And they must have been scary to come forward at such a young age, but he was there to help his friend. The junior wondered if he was serious. The head asked Rizz if he had a special relationship with that person. Rizz denied that and said that they both didn't know each other. The head said that if he judged as Rizz told, it seemed like the suspect was looking for Rizz, and yet Rizz was there reporting that crime for the sake of a total stranger, and he was such a brave man. And he made sure not to provoke the suspect and tried to find out his address, and that was so amazing. And if he were at his age, he would have been too scared to do anything. Rizz said that he wanted the victim to return home safe and sound. The head said that it was so amazing, and he was such a kind young boy. The second one wondered if the head was serious there. The head said that it wasn't enough and his testimony alone wasn't solid evidence that the person kidnapped her, and he didn't have any information about the suspect's identity. Rizz recounted that he was 33 years old, living in Gangnam, and working as a lawyer. The head asked him if that was true, since he had lied to that person about being a 21-year-old college student. There was also a possibility that the man had lied to Rizz about himself as well. The head then asked Rizz if that person had told him in which law firm he was working, but Rizz denied that. The head stated that as Rizz's testimony wasn't sufficient for them to investigate the case, let alone obtain a warrant, and there was no credibility behind it. They even asked the game company and Discord to cooperate, but that would be rare to be done. However, the head believed in him, and his bravery would be what saves the victim. They didn't expect him to bring super vital information. Any information would be fine for them, no matter how small it was, as long as it had credibility. The head warned Rizz not to put himself in danger because his safety always comes first. Rizz agreed, and he was allowed to leave after thanking them. As Rizz left the police station, those two policemen talked that the house was all talking nonsense, and they had to pretend only that they were believing him. Rizz got to his home. He thought of all those things, and then he turned his PC on and got in touch with Nana. He turned his mic on and suggested to Nana to let's have a barbecue the next day. And after thinking for a while, Nana as well agreed to that. As they decided on the place to meet, Nana asked for his number. Then the guild master came, and they all talked for some time. And it seemed like Rizz was ignoring Nana. The guild master also thought to join. And while the night was spent in the game, the next day, Rizz was in school and asked his friends to come with him. He saw Soyeon, so he told her all the things, and she got ready to catch up with him there at 6 o'clock. But as he was waiting for her, he was called by his game name. He saw that a man was calling, and after a talk, he realized that it was Nana. Rizz tried to deny to not go for the party, but somehow Soyeon came and managed all the things and said that she was telling him to lie. Nana suggested just coming to his car. Slowly, they got in the car, which was so good. As they got to the barbecue, they started having that food, and Rizz thought to say something but couldn't. Soyeon took out the pamphlet to show Nana. Nana agreed and said that she was his client. After a while, Rizz told her what he heard from Nana's mic. Upon hearing this, Nana laughed and said that he wasn't that kind of person. He suggested that they should go to his house. Then Soyeon asked Rizz to come to the washroom. As he did, they discussed the whole plan of what they would do at Nana's house. When they arrived there, Rizz checked the rooms and realized it wasn't Nana's house. Then he noticed the emergency ring. He rushed outside and found Soyeon fainted there because Nana had mixed drugs in her drink. Rizz fell down too. Nana took the phone and revealed that he had been kidnapped. Rizz fell unconscious as well. When he woke up, he found himself in a dark room. As he somehow managed to get outside, he realized he didn't know where he was. When he turned his phone on, he saw lots of messages suspecting him as the kidnapper and received a call. He picked up the phone and found that it was Soyeon who called him, explaining everything and telling him to come to her home immediately and turn his phone off. Running, he reached the road and got into a taxi, telling the driver the destination. Upon arrival, he informed the man about the kidnapper. Soyeon came and took Rizz, saying that she lived alone. After taking a bath and getting relaxed, Rizz and Soyeon talked about all the possibilities and what they would have to do next. Rizz might face years in prison, so they needed to find evidence. Soyeon went to his class to ask why everyone was saying that Rizz was a kidnapper. Meanwhile, a lady came to see Soyeon and asked her to open the door, threatening to call the police. When Rizz fell down, the lady realized someone was inside and called the police, reporting everything she knew. However, the police thought she was mistaken because Soyeon was at school, so they took the lady away. Soyeon also couldn't gather good evidence. Upon seeing Rizz's worried expression, Young agreed to help Soyeon. As they talked, Soyeon was at Young's place having pizza with Rizz, discussing all the plans. Afterward, Rizz logged into his game ID on her laptop and contacted a millionaire. He discovered that Nana wasn't there either. They then talked to the millionaire about having his girlfriend join their guild, and they planned to meet. Later, Soyeon suggested that Rizz could sleep in her room. She initially decided to sleep outside but ended up sleeping on the same bed as Rizz. She revealed that her sister died because of the sickness. The next morning, she got ready for school, and they had 4 days until they would meet the millionaire. On the day of the meeting, as they were heading out, Rizz noticed his house and then finally met the millionaire, realizing it was Rizz himself who was the kidnapper. The millionaire mentioned that Rizz was all over the news, and they both engaged in a heated discussion about whether the millionaire should call the police. However, Soyeon intervened, and they got into a car to talk things over. They shared all the information, and the millionaire expressed that he knew Nana was a kidnapper and had been paid for his actions. He then suggested letting Rizz go and investigating further. Upon saying this, he stepped outside and complimented Soyeon, mentioning that she was as cute as Nana had said. The millionaire then fainted her and kidnapped them both by using a taser gun. By taking them in the car, he said that he was also involved with Nana and they had a leader of that. Rizz got that the millionaire only needed Soyeon, so he asked to get out of the car to leave, but he attacked the millionaire. But in the end, he found himself in a room and Hana was there as well. As they met, Rizz told all about her news, and they would get out of there soon, and then he asked about Soyeon. After a while, Nana and the millionaire came there, and Nana told all the story about how he would burn them to death and what the police would get. As he showed the lighter to Rizz smiled for some reason. Rizz laughed a lot, and only Nana realized that the millionaire had been caught by the police who arrived so fast, And then Nana also got caught. Rizz came out and explained all the things about how he hid his phone in the car and how the police arrived there and he only had to spend time. The police just caught Rizz for kidnapping Nana. The police took him away, but in the end, he was set free and was in class. All the students wondered about him, and he remembered that Hana had told everything to the police, so he was free, and Soyeon was hospitalized. Young came to him, and then he got to beat the sleepy boy, but Rizz stopped him, and as he was free from school, Hana came and asked to let's get home together. Others saw and wondered about their relationship. And then Hana and Rizz used to spend time together and have fun, so the kidnapper tag was going down. She seemed so good towards him. Once he met Soyeon, who came outside, and then they talked about school and others, and as she left, the detective came and said that they had a lot of work. Then he told all about the clients who were the main culprits, and then Rizz remembered all about the clients who were close to him. While having lunch with his mother, he met Hana, and her leg was injured from practicing dancing. After that, Hana told all the things that happened to her and how she got kidnapped. News spread that Rizz was going on a date with Nana, and Young would go with Soyeon. Rizz denied those things, but Young forced him, and after a lot of talking, Young was under suspicion, so Rizz told the detective about that. Hana was with him shopping, and there, some girls noticed them and wondered about them. Hana was doing everything to defend herself, and there, they bought some clothes for Rizz and asked how he felt about her. She got upset by his answer but gave him all the things they bought. Just then, the detective told Rizz about Young, that he was the client, but there was a lady involved. Just as Young came to meet Rizz, the next day after school, Young left earlier from there. Hana came to invite Rizz, and while having a meal with her mother, he realized they were leaving next week because it was dangerous to stay there. While walking, Hana wanted to say something to him, but Soyeon came back, and Hana got scared to see her and ran away. She asked him to come to her home, and Rizz was reminded of things as they got there. She made him tea and talked about everything, suggesting that she could help improve his mood. Then they watched a movie, and afterward, she suggested they enjoy themselves and took him to her living room. There, she showed him her older sister playing a game and told him how popular she was on TV. Hana then came forward to defame her sister and made her feel depressed a lot, but the parents didn't think much of it. Then she told Rizz why she came to him. Rizz tried to change the subject, so he took her outside. However, Soyeon then revealed that she was the culprit. She explained that when her sister got injured, Soyeon told Nana and the millionaire about kidnapping Hana and provided them with a computer as well when they were both in debt. But Rizz intervened, so she was the one who planned everything to keep him away, but he always interfered. She warned that next time, she would kill Hana herself. Rizz acted as if she was making fun of him, so he asked her to stop doing all that. She said that it seemed she wasn't able to explain. After that, he went home and got inside his room. The next morning, both police officers talked about Hana's case. Rizz called them. Soyeon went to school, and everyone thought Rizz had written that he kidnapped Hana. Rizz did that because Hana told him to, and he remembered that Hana had called him and told her part of the story of that incident. Then Soyeon came and told Rizz not to get involved. Hana regretted what she did to Soyeon's sister and said she would tell the police about what Soyeon did. At that time, Rizz was on Hana's side, but after listening to everything, he sided with Soyeon and said that he didn't call the police. Hana was shocked and wondered what she would do. Soyeon told him not to get involved, but they talked for a while. Then Soyeon got close to Hana to get to know the truth from her directly. Soyeon always remembered that her sister had sacrificed for her but just wanted one thing. But Hana ruined all that, and as Hana accepted everything, Rizz said that he was making a film of that. And there was a live streaming of all those conversations. Hana was shocked to hear that, and Rizz said that because she was popular, a lot of people were watching the live stream. Rizz mentioned that Soyeon's sister was also watching because he had contacted her through a game. Then Hana acted as if she hadn't done anything and blamed them both for forcing her to do such things. Rizz then revealed the location where they were, but Hana attacked him and injured him. However, Soyeon made Hana fall, and she smiled at the camera. Everyone wondered about Soyeon, and then she told her sister that she hadn't done anything wrong. She confessed that she was the culprit who had kidnapped Hana and that she hadn't hit Hana. Rizz took the phone and told all the viewers that they were the main ones responsible for defaming Soyeon's sister. He explained everything to her and revealed that her parents were also involved. The police arrived and took them away. Rizz fainted after saying all these things. And after all that, 3 years had passed, and Rizz was working in construction. He met Young there and got involved in all the past things. Then Young was getting late for his date, so he left. Rizz then reminisced about his past 3 years, and as he was pondering them, Soyeon met him and asked if he had fun. He was reminded of all those things again and thought that he didn't want to do that.